Time for another morning musing. I'm going to be talking about bypassing all that subconsciously feels uncomfortable to us. And I'm going to take a wide brush stroke, make a wide brush stroke. All of the gurus, spiritual gurus, the meditation experts, and whatever thought and ideology one might ascribe to. In my estimation, it's all forms of bypassing that which unconsciously feels uncomfortable to us. And I'm not saying that they are doing anything wrong. We are all trying to find ways to cope in the best way we know with this condition we call human life. It's so complex. It is so complex. And we're all just trying to maintain our sanity. But to me today, it feels like massive bypassing. Like we're constantly scrutinizing the ego. And most of us hold the ego part as a negative aspect of us. And we're constantly trying to find a way around it, to dissociate ourselves from it, bypass around it. Because something about the ego leaves us in complete discomfort. It's an unconscious discomfort. It's something we have been conditioned into as a negative thing. And there's a lot of hurt and pain involved and surrounding ego. And we always like to distance ourselves from the source or the cause of pain. But it is a form of dissociation, even if it takes on the name of meditation, right? We're still, even in meditation, we're still escaping this so-called non-reality. But to call this life non-reality or not real is just bypassing that which we don't want to accept and face, or face and accept. This is as much real as the illusion the mind creates in telling us that this isn't real. Some other mental or psychological state is more real. When you're escaping into your psyche and into the astral, into meditation, into non-thought, you are still escaping something, and we call that realm real because it's void of pain. Just because something causes us pain does not mean it's not real. It's very real. But our ego is built and created for us to avoid pain. And because this human life is so difficult and so painful, we bypass the reality of the pain by calling it not real. That too is an illusion. And so we spin ourselves round and around in circles, trying to get away from the dog, It's a dog, in the analogy of a dog chasing its tail. The dog is trying to either catch the tail or get away from the tail. I think he's getting away from the tail if he has the psychology that the tail is bad. And that's somewhat how we treat our ego and our human life. The more difficulty we experience in this life, the more we're going to try to run away from the tail, from the ego. But I'm more inclined to say that all of it is real. We need to face our dissociation. We need to face our discomfort with life and accept it. That all of it is real. Because if we call this not real, and if we call each other not real, we're living in a disconnected, non-attached, dissociated state with one another. We're not fully immersed in this experience, and we can only truly fully be present. We can only fully be present in the now if we accept that this now moment is the only reality there is. You and I are present here now. That's the only reality that exists. The imaginations and visions and mental projections and astral projections outside of this body, they're not real. They are imaginations of the mind. And yet at some point, they too become reality. I think we're just really hard, trying really hard to survive psychologically. And so our mind devises all kinds of scenarios and illusions to get around the discomfort. But this very moment right now is the only reality that exists. So, I call it for what it is. All of these practices are just a variety of means to bypass that which we are uncomfortable with. And I think we just have to come to the realization, the realness, that this is all there is. This moment is all there is. And we have to accept it for what it is. And it is very real. So be present in what is and take it one moment at a time.